Alright, so few weeks back in one of my video where I showcase you what's in my EDC tech organizer, there was one thing that actually caught a lot of people attention, and that was my survival paracord band. I put it there and a lot of people ask about it, where I bought it, and I mentioned that this is something that I made myself, and a lot of you requested in the YouTube comment section and also in the EDC India community that you want to also learn how to make paracord bands, and that's what exactly we're gonna be doing in this video. I'm gonna be teaching you how to make paracord bands and use paracord in your EDC for different things like making these paracord survival bracelets and also putting a paracord lanyard in your pocket knives. Coming up in this video, let's go. Hi, my name is Ayan. On this channel, I help you find the right tools for your daily life adventures, and some tools it's absolutely fun to make it yourself, like this paracord survival bracelet which I showcased in one of my previous video, and a lot of you had questions how I made it myself, and that is why in this video we're gonna be making one live. I'm gonna be showcasing you what all the tools that you would require to make a paracord bracelet yourself, and also we will also be putting a small lanyard, paracord lanyard, in one of my everyday carry folder knife. But before that, let's talk a bit about this hobby. So paracording is something that I have picked in COVID time when I had nothing to do. I ordered a lot of paracord, and that's when I learned how to make these bands and all sort of things. So it's like a knitting and sort of a weaving thing where you can make bands, you can make watch straps out of paracord, you could put paracord in your wallet. Like if you have seen my Indian leather company K2 wallet, it also has a small paracord in the wallet which looks absolutely stunning. And yeah, so you can make bands, you can do a lot of different things. So here are some bands that I have made while I started this hobby. I don't do it anymore actively, but it's really fun to have it. So this one is a classic band. It's called the Cobra Knot, and this also called the Mad Max style band because Tom Hardy really made this famous by wearing this band in a Mad Max movie. So as you can see, it doesn't require any buckle compared to this one where I have a buckle. So you can make it yourself. It's a very easy and it's look good. And the good part is this paracord bracelet has 8 to 10 feet of paracord in it. So during any emergency situation, you can cut this open and you will have 8 to 10 feet of paracord, which is a really high strength rope that you could use to bind things, make tents and things like that whenever you are outdoor. Similarly, I have this one which I like a lot. This one is called the shark fin knot, and yeah, I totally love this for bracelet. Another bracelet, this one is a quick deploy one, so you can use it and you can quickly deploy and you will have a 10 feet of paracord ready to be usage. Then I have this one. This one is another bracelet that I have made for my camera. So this buckle is here and the other buckle is in my camera. So this I use for photography. I can carry my camera with this one. Similarly, this one is really tough to make. This one is called the Bane style, and yeah, I am really feeling proud now showcasing things that I have made myself. Again, the Solomon Cobra or the Mad Max style in different color. And last but not the least, so this is something that I have actually sold to some of my friends. I made a small batch. This one also has a buckle, but this one is a different buckle. So as you can see, this buckle has a small blade. This buckle has a whistle. And this buckle also has a flint rod which you can use to start fire like this. So yeah, you can use it for outdoor situation, camping and whatnot. And basically what I'm saying is you can make different bands, different style, different requirements. This one is a smaller buckle. This one is survival buckle. This one is a buckle that I 3D printed myself for camera. And you can make, of course, without buckle. So there are a lot of things that you could do with paracord. And this is a very cheap hobby to get into. You don't need to invest a lot of money. For example, a roll of paracord 20 to 30 feet, it comes for around 200-300 rupees. And that's what you all need. So without wasting any time, let's move to the overhead camera and I'll showcase you all the tools that you will need, and let's build a bracelet ourselves. Alright, so here we are on the overhead camera, and these are all the tools that we need to build our own bracelet. So we need some paracord. So I would recommend to have at least 9 to 10 feet of paracord for your first bracelet. So that's what I'm going to be using it today to make a bracelet. We need a lighter. When we're done with it, we need to light the ends and make it sure that it doesn't open up. We need something like this. So this one is an icebreaker, which is used to break the ice, but you can have any tool which has this small pointed end, and you will know why we need that in a bit. But yeah, you can also use some chopsticks, and we need a knife to cut the paracord. So how do we go about it? First of all, you need a paracord, and that's how the paracord looks like. I think this is called the Paracord 550, which is the classic size paracord, and you can easily get it on Amazon, Flipkart, even in some local general market. So today I'm gonna be making this Mad Max style bracelet. This one is the Cobra Knot, the single Cobra Knot, and that's what we're gonna be making today. So the first thing that we need is to find the paracord ends and make it equal from both sides. So that's what I'm going to be doing. This one is, as I mentioned, 9 feet of paracord. So yeah, start with somewhere between 8 to 10 feet depending on your wrist size. My wrist is on a bigger side, so that's why I have 9 feet over here. But yeah, first of all, you need to measure it up so it's equal on both ends. And the next thing that you want to do is measure it across your wrist. So keep your wrist like this, and then we need to find how much length do we need. So it's really hard to show it in the camera, but I hope I'm trying my best. So I would need somewhere around this. This is the length that I need for my bracelet. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna be holding it like this. And then these paracord will be the working strings, as we call it in the hobby. So just hold it over here with your thumb and index finger, and these are the 2 working strings that we're gonna be using today to weave this bracelet. So look at this very closely, and I recommend to slow down the video a bit or watch it again and again until you get it right. The first step is the most crucial step. After first 1 or 2 steps, you will have a very smooth progress. So keep holding it. You don't need to change the anchor point, but from the anchor point, what you need to do is take your left string and make a loop like this. And then you keep the back string. So as you can see, this is coming on top of this. Now take the back string, make it go below it, and from the back you need to bring it over here like this. And then you need to weave it down so the loop closes without changing the length of the bracelet. So this is the first knot, and we call it the cobra knot. We also call it the Solomon knot. It's all in the naming, from the community. I'm not naming it myself. And yeah, that is the first knot, the most crucial knot. And make sure you don't change the length, because then it will not fit your wrist if it more or less. But yeah, that's how we got the first knot, and we know that it's good. You can tighten it up a bit, but don't tighten it too much, because you also gonna be needing to loosen it up at the last. Now we started from the left string. Now we need to use the right working string. So we need to go alternate. If you start from the left, go right, then left, left, right, things like that. So because we started from the left, now it's time for the right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna repeat the step. So we're gonna make a loop on top of our string using the working cord. We take the other cord, take it behind this, and then we will bring it out from here. As simple as that. So very, very simple step. This is one of my favorite knot, the cobra knot. It looks really sexy, and it's also very easy to weave the bracelet like this, and then you just tighten it down. Now, as I mentioned, we need to go alternate. So because we did right, now we have to do left. And a good thing, if you forget which string turn is it, the string that is coming from the back. So look at this. This is coming from back to front, but this is going from front to back. So the string which is going to the back, that is the next string, in case you forget which string is that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna quickly do it alternately, but I'm gonna show you one more step in this one, and then I'm gonna fast forward it. So now it's a right turn like this, and now it's gonna be the left turn. Again, if you forget, the string which is going to the back will be the next one. So yeah, you need to repeat this step until you reach to the very end of the paracord. So let me fast forward it, and I'll see you in a moment. Alright, so as you can see, we have reached to the very end of it, and now we need to close the band. Our band has taken shape, and we now need to close it. So now what we need to do, we need to take our working string and pass it from this small loop. So we'll take the back string first, and it will come from the back. And similarly, the working string, the right one, will also come from the back over here like this. And this should all close the band like this. And now what we need to do, we need to route the working strings from here, and for that one we need this tool. So what we need to do, we need to extend this so it's big enough to have this paracord pass through it, and that's why I'm going to be using this tool. This one is a classic icebreaker. You can easily find it on Amazon. Actually, if you are into paracording, there are special tools just made for this purpose, but because I don't do it much, I'm just using my makeshift tool like this, and then I'm just gonna make some space. And this should be enough for paracord to pass. But if I want to check, I just want to take the left string, and then I'm just going to pass it over here like this. And yeah, look how easy was it. Similarly, I will do the same step for the right one. use the tool. You can also use some pen or pencil or even some chopstick. Chopsticks work really well. But yeah, this is the tool that I'm gonna be using for now. So just, it has a good slack, so it won't be that difficult. If you have the right tool, it's gonna be very easy. Now similarly, I'm gonna pass this working string from over here. And look at that. That's how the band is completed. So let me put this band on the wrist and see how much slack do I need to cut the extra cord. So that's how the band looks on my wrist, and this is the extra cord. But don't cut over here because we still need a bit loose, so we can remove it and easily put it. I don't want to make it super loose, so I think this is good enough, so I can just use it. And that is my length. So what I'm gonna do, ideally if you see this one, so this is something that I have made over here. This one is called monkey fist, but this is a bit complicated for first timers, so I'm not gonna show you how to do this. But what you could do is you could just make a small knot over here like this. Just take it and just make a small knot, and take the knot to the very last where your wrist has shown you how much you need. So you can just tighten it up, and you can see that's how the stoppage would work. Now you can put it on the wrist, and then you will have it over here, and of course you have a few extra paracord that we're going to be removing. So let's remove the extra paracord over here. I'm just gonna leave a couple of millimeters and then cut it out. Yes, we have wasted few paracord, but that's okay. We can use it for different purposes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my knife over here, and I'm just gonna cut the paracord over here. I don't have a cutting mat, and I don't want to damage my table, but otherwise it's better to put it down and cut it like this. So my paracord has been cut. The extra I can save it for something else, but for the rest I need to burn it so it doesn't open up later on. So you can easily use any lighter, any jet lighter would do. So the idea is to burn it, and then once it's down, you can just use any tool, and yeah, that will secure the paracord. So that's how you make a paracord survival bracelet, and that's how it look on my wrist, and the remaining one can go underneath it. And as you can see, this one has almost 9 feet of paracord ready to be deployed in any sort of situation, and it really looks neat as well. So depending on your EDC, you can have it in black, in different colors. And similarly, if you take another paracord and start weaving on top of it, like just weave it another cobra knot like this, then you will end up getting a double cobra knot bracelet that I have over here. It's a bit thicker and you will have more paracord on it. But yeah, that's for some later videos. So this is the paracord bracelet that we have created. Let me also showcase you one more knot that we can use. So this one is the cobra knot, or the Solomon knot, but let me also showcase you another knot which is relatively simple. It's called snake knot. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna add a handle, a paracord handle, a lanyard on this knife using snake knot. So for that you need a paracord like 2 feet, I would say. So let's use the black one, and I'm gonna use let's say this much paracord would be enough. That's even less than 2 feet, I would say 1 feet. So I'm gonna cut this one. Okay, so we need to put a lanyard on my knife. This one is the Axis 75 by Solconnect knife, and this one comes with this paracord sort of a hole. So we'll pass our paracord over here. Let's use the other end because that is already lighted. So this one is a bit thicker paracord compared to the last one, but it will easily go over here. Now what we're going to do, we need to make sure that both the ends are equal. And this one is not the cobra knot, this one is a snake knot, so this is a bit different. Now let me showcase you how to put a lanyard on your knife using snake knot. So for snake knot, you will always be using the left working strand and the right working strand stays on its place. So let me showcase you how you can make it. So first of all, your left strand will go over the right strand and come forward like this. So that's what you want to make, this knot. And then your right strand will go beneath the left strand, and from the front it will go over here in the open loop like this. And then you need to clean this up a bit. So this one is something that we called snake knot, and we need to be very much careful for the first knot, otherwise it's not gonna look good. So yeah, the first knot is almost ready. Let me show you on the camera. So yeah, that is something that we call snake knot, and I usually like to put 3 or 4 snake knot for the paracord lanyard for my knives. So let's repeat the step and let me showcase you one more time. As I mentioned, whenever we are working with snake knot, we are always working with the left working strand. In the cobra knot, we are doing alternately, left first, then right, then left, then right. But for the snake knot, it's always left strand. So once again, look very closely, slow it down a bit. The left strand will go over the right strand and come forward like this, creating a loop. The right strand will go below the left strand and back into this loop, below the left strand and into this loop from the front. And then you need to pull the both string and make it a bit cleaner. And then you need to make sure that it attaches to the first knot like this. Look at that. That is a snake knot. The cobra knot is a bit squarish, rectangulish, and the snake knot makes a bit circular. Similarly, you can make a snake knot bracelet by just doing it multiple times until you have an entire bracelet. But for this one, let me also make a few more turns, then it will be all good. And of course, if you have a bead, then you can put a bead over here, like a brass bead, and you can have over it like this, like a lot of people do in the US. But again, once again, the left strand will go on the right strand, come from the forward, the right strand go beneath the left strand and into this loop, and that's how you get the snake knot. So I'm gonna be putting 4 knots on this one. That's how I usually like my knife. So that's a 3 knot. I just need 1 more. So again, left goes from the right, comes from the front, right goes and goes into this loop, and that's how you get a good quality snake knot. Okay, that's how you get the snake knot paracord lanyard. I'm gonna cut the excess. So for cutting the excess, let me now use the table because I don't have any other option. So that's done. Now you just need to burn the edges. Again, I'm gonna be using my Zippo with butane insert. And if it's not too hot, then you can also use your fingers. Okay, so that's how you put a paracord lanyard on your pocket EDC knives. And if you're holding the knife, it also gives you an extra meat to hold this, especially if the knife is smaller. But yeah, I really love it. Let me know what you think about it. So this one is a snake knot, and this is the cobra knot or the Solomon knot. And if you want a double cobra knot, you just need to weave it again, another string on top of it. And that's what I did over here. So over here I have a cobra knot, and I'm done a double cobra knot with the black one. So yeah, since you requested, I made this video on showcasing you how I use Paracord hobby to support EDC, making lanyards for knives, making survival bracelet. But before you go, do take a look at this video where I showcased you everything that I put in my EDC organizer, and this video if you want to check out what's in my tech EDC organizer pouch. On that note, I'm gonna see you in the next one.